Hi, this is a quick guide to Amorpher app, and that's the welcome screen. You can start with one of the starters presets, but we'll start with an empty canvas. On the left hand, we have the layers panels, super important, settings panel on the lower part, and the tools on the right, library on the top right. Amorpher has three objects: blobs, paths, and patches. Okay, each belong to its own layer. That's super important. You cannot reach a patch from the path layer and not all the others too. Let's start with the path. Okay, I'm standing on the path layer. You have some on the library some passes you can start with, but for this demonstration, we'll start drawing with the draw tool. Okay, click on the canvas, create points, double click, and end the path. Okay, a path is made of path points. This one, you can call them anchors, everything you want. And power points. Power points are local points that slides on along the path and it controls the local color. Okay, let's remove this PowerPoint from here just for the beginning. So we have a basic path. When you hover on the path, you see this light dot. Double click on it, creates any another path points. Okay, passes can be polyline or Beziers. Okay, with the Bezier we control um, Bezier points normally. We can delete path points from here. Now let's see what are the path parameters. First we have the path color. Okay, very simple. We have the width. Okay, controls the entire path. Edge from soft to sharp. Softness is another soft parameter. Intensity and fragments relate to the render options. Now, beside these path points, normal path points, we have the power points. Power points are controlled from this line. We can add a power point. These are the power points that slides along the path, and it controls the local color of the path. Radius, you can make it thicker or thinner. Opacity, also you can make it transparent. And strength, some soft parameter. Another important thing on path points is it can control with these handles on the softness or expansion of the path sides. Okay, this one controls the inner side and that one on the outer side. This button resets it, and you can add up to 5 power points per path. Okay, you can change the color locally to each power point, and of course control all the radiuses and everything. Each path has a PowerPoint, two fixed PowerPoint on the edges. You cannot move these ones. You can just control the radius or color or anything. Okay. Another important thing we have on passes is the pattern map. Okay, we can add a green pattern, lines patterns, dots, all these nice things. Let's stay with the lines. Here we have the control on the density of the path, of the pattern, width of it, sharpness, and strength. 100% strength, it means the pattern is fully transparent. Okay? So, and one more thing about, okay, now when you move it, you see a lot of interesting things start to happen. with the pattern map and everything. You can play with it and explore it. Now we have the animation. Animation. Every object in Amorpher is animated. Animation control is here on the lower part, and the animation parameters are on the layer panels. Let's click the play. Okay, we click the play. We can see that the thing starts to move. Now, what moves in the animation is controlled here. Now we see that the path points are turned on. Let's turn it off, and we see nothing moves. If I turn on color cycling, you can see that the colors start to cycle. We can change the amount or anything. PowerPoints, we can animate the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint slides along the path. Of course, you can combine color cycling and PowerPoint movement, and of course, path points. Let's stop all of it to see the pattern map animation. So if I turn on the pattern map animation, now the pattern map starts animating. We have several modes of animations. You can check it out, and direction. Okay? Important thing parameter is the differentiation. It doesn't work on the pattern map, but on the path point, if I add differentiation, it moves the points or any other object in different value. So you can have interesting random stuff. Okay, so now to pause the animation, we can pause it here, but the app remembers the original setting of the past. If you want to go back to the original setting, not the animated phase, you click stop. Stop resets the past to its original position. If you want to, like, you've animated and you want to, let's say, you pause it this way and you want to start to keep on walking from this stage, you need to bake path. If you bake it, that resets the animation to the path to these parameters of the mid animation phase, and you can continue working on it. Okay? So this is the basic of passes. You can explore it, I'm sure you will. Okay, now let's talk about patches. Patches is another object we use in Amorpher. I will turn off the path layer and move to patch layer. On the library, you have several kind of patches you can start with, but I will add a patch now, a new patch. You add it from this button. Okay, now what is a patch? A patch is a gradient made between two passes. I'll take the edit tool, select the path. Edit tool will bring me into the edit mode. We have this path over here. Okay, it's a Bezier line. It's called rail A. We call it rails. And I have the second path. We call it rail B. And the gradient is made between these two rails. Okay? If I change the color of rail B, you can see the gradient goes from this line to this line, from rail A to rail B. We can add rails. If I add another rail in between, okay, we can change its color as well. Oops, no, that's rail, okay, that's rail C, that's this rail. I'll change rail B color, And we can see that we have this gradient between these lines, curves, passes. Okay, as in the past, we have these PowerPoints. Okay, if I'm selecting this PowerPoint, I can change its local color. Okay, so we can change the color, the local color of all of the PowerPoints. Okay, we can even, let's make this PowerPoint black. Okay, and we can animate, play the animation. Now I see the animation is only cycling the colors. I can animate the PowerPoints. Now the PowerPoints are moving as well. Adding differentiation gives them different speeds. Can change the direction, change the type. And we can also animate the rail points. This makes a bit of a mess in screen mode, but we can change it to local mode and everything is animated. Let's stop the rail points from animating. With this patch you can make like big gradient surfaces. Another cool thing with patches is that you can change the render mode to lines. Okay, now we have lines um, instead of surface. You can increase or decrease the line count, line width, and we can even control the line width of a rail. Now I'm working with, let's select this rail, okay, and here I can make this rail thicker. Okay, let me stop the animation, reset the PowerPoints, change this PowerPoint to something colorful so we can see how it works. And you can see the lines have this nice um, differentiation, and you can make many things with it. One thing in Amorpher you must remember is the select tool and the edit tool. The select tool lets you move the object, but you can't really edit anything. In order to edit the objects, the points and the PowerPoints, you need to enter the edit mode. In the edit mode, things are much controllable in the object level. Okay? So if I want to go back to a smooth render, we have these passes. And if I want to go back to the path layer, okay, I need to turn it on. And we see that now on the path layer with the select tool, I can select the path. Okay? I can turn off the patch layer, turn it on, move to it if I want to edit the patch, and I let you discover the blobs layer on yourself. You can add blobs, edit them, animate them, and everything. That's it. Hope you enjoy it. If you have questions, feel free to write it. And let's see what you can do with it. Thank you.